Good morning, Hale.
How you doing, Big Daddy?
Get a little closer to that microphone now.
Yeah.
We got some breaking news coming up here in a minute, but let's just kind of tease the audience a little bit about what y'all got going on over there in Marengo County.
Man, we always got something.
I know it. I'm excited about it.
We got deer season coming up, and we're gonna have some groundbreaking project over there. I know how you like groundbreaking wildlife projects, so we figured we'd come on down here to the Gettin Outdoors show and let you be the first one to shoot it out there with us.
I appreciate it. I've been telling them now this is going to be a revolutionary approach to enhancing the quality of Marengo County's deer herd by introducing record-breaking genetics.
Yeah.
A lot of questions, I'm sure. I'm sure that I know you, like I know you and Walter, y'all have dotted every I and crossed every T, so.
You reckon? You reckon?
I know it's been y'all have done a lot of research.
We've done a lot of research on this project, and it's going to be one of a kind. We're going to release big bucks into the wild in Marengo County. Since you've been giving me such a hard time over the past year about this high fence hunting, I figure I just put them out there for everybody. Put some free range big bucks out there for everybody to get after.
And we're going to talk about how it works for the next 30 minutes here on the Gettin Outdoors show. Got Hale Smith, Michael Smith, and brother
Robbie
Smith. Got all the Smith boys from Marengo.
We're taking over today.
Taking over. Well, no, you ain't taking over. Y'all are part of this show. That's what I try to tell you that all the time. You're a huge part of this show.
Oh, we just appreciate being here.
And we're going to talk about that. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be back in a minute. We got the Jim Lawler tip of the week, and Hale is going to tell us about the revolutionary approach that they're taking in Marengo County to enhance the quality of genetic white-tailed deer. In a minute, right here, breaking news on the Gettin Outdoors show. And hey, if anybody wants to ask a question about it, give us a call, 1-800-245-9532. Y'all listen to Gettin Outdoors, and we will be right back.
Here's Big Daddy Lawler with more of Gettin Outdoors.
All right, every Saturday morning at 8:30, right here on the Gettin Outdoors show, we bring you the Jim Lawler Gettin Outdoors tip of the week, brought to you every week by Lawler Timber Company, Highway 265 South in Camden, Alabama. Tommy and Jimmy Lawler, buying all forest products and offering professional logging and forestry services. You can get up with Tommy and Jimmy at 334-456-1485 or 334-456-1482. Lawler Timber Company, they are about the timber business, and Jim Lawler's on his way to Monroeville to play in some kind of jamboree, Pee-wee football. He's the quarterback of the Pee-wee team, and I tell you what, he looks like Joe Namath out there. I'm going to tell you, he's got some good receivers.
Watch out.
Old Jackson Gleason and Lockwood Sessions. I did a video. Both of them made them a touchdown against Southern, and I'm going to tell you now, they showed you Marengo County Boy or something the other night.
Put it on us the other night. As a matter of fact, they sent us back to the drawing board.
But anyhow, they are playing football at Monroe. I hope they're all listening. Here is the Jim Lawler Gettin Outdoors tip of the week. Well, it looks like this hunting season will be promising this year because yesterday afternoon I killed 2 doves in one shot. Now, I wish I could get up with him and see if those 2 doves were flying or up in a tree. Reckon what they were, hey?
Probably in a tree.
I don't know. I've seen him shoot them out.
He's a good hunter.
Yeah.
He's a good hunter. He might have knocked them down.
Anyway, that was a first for him. I'm looking forward to squirrel season and training his dog Dexter to tree. He already is a hunter. Deer season is my favorite. It looks like a good crop of acorns this year. My dad says we have to let the little bucks walk if we're going to have the big bucks. But that's hard for me to do sometimes. Pop has a rule on deer that the next buck that is killed's got to be bigger than the last one you killed. You cannot kill but 3, and I will be glad when I can get in on making some of these rules. Sometimes I think those rules depend on how far we have to drag the deer. This week's tip of the week, if you hunt with an old hunter, all that stuff you see on TV is like watching cartoons because it's not like that in the real world. And that's a pretty good tip right there.
That's a good tip.
That is the Jim Lawler tip of the week. We appreciate him every week being part of the Gettin Outdoors show, and we even had him live the other day at Heads Outdoors, and he'll be in the studio live with me for long. He'll be a regular guest. I just got a feeling. All right, Hale, it's that time now. This is what we've been waiting for. Everybody wants to know now. Beginning in the fall, 2012, and the Big Buck Project, led by Tut Land Company, of course, they're going to be involved in it.
Yeah.
They all going to release trophy-class whitetail breeder bucks all across Marengo County. How we going to do it? How we going to do it? Let's talk about it.
You know, it's a very interesting project, and we decided to do this back in the summer. Big Buck Project is going to take place in Marengo County starting this month. We're going to start releasing deer this month. And we put a lot of time and effort into it, a lot of work into it, a lot of funding has to go into this. It's a big project to launch. And, you know, one of the things that the vision for it came from a lot of studies that have been done in the past and some of the studies we've done inside enclosures. You know, most recently inside a 1,300-acre enclosure in Marengo County over the past 5 years, and you've been well aware of that, and I've showed you a lot of the results we've got out of there. And we wanted to try to really, we've been looking for a way to do something to enhance the hunting for our county and for where we live and where we do business. And we just came up with a way to really enhance the hunting and make it more exciting and hopefully help out with the deer herd and produce some big bucks in Marengo County. So that's the vision. We're going to take 200-inch genetic bucks, and we're going to unload them off a trailer onto various properties around Marengo County. We're going to do it as many as we can put out there according to how much funding we can raise. We've already raised quite a bit of funding. We've found partners in the community. You know, Tut Land spearheading it.
Yeah.
Boy, the First Bank of Linden jumped in there with us. And Gettin Electric, I think he's been a sponsor of this show real good. He jumped in there, and then Keith over at Safford Tire. They all came together and gave us a good boost to start with Tut Land, and we're gonna buy trailer loads of high genetic bucks and release them at various points across Marengo County. BigBuckProject.org is our website where you can find out a lot more information, and we'll be updating that continuously moving forward from this day. This is the first time we're announcing it right here. We've been working on it for 6 or 7 months or so, a long time, and we're going to announce it today, but we're expecting it to get a lot of attention and hopeful for great results.
And listen now, if y'all want to ask a question about it, 1-800-245-9532. I do have a question, Hale. The deer that y'all are going to release. Now, let's talk about where they're a breeder deer.
Yeah,
where they're coming from.
For people that don't understand that business in Alabama, here's how this works. A lot of people, there are licensed deer breeders in Alabama. We can't bring any deer in from out of state. But there are genetics that can be brought in, and these deer are real big, and they bring in semen from other places, North Texas, different places, and breed these does.
Kind of like they do cattle.
It's a lot like cattle, and that's the approach we're looking at here. It's really no different if you think about it. It's a wide-scale approach. I mean, Marengo County is a big county. Yeah. I understand that. We understand, you know, we're very in tune with how many deer in Marengo County and what kind of deer population we got, but it's no different than putting a lot of quality breeder bulls out.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, when a guy puts a breeder bull in his pasture, he's expecting good results on the offspring. So, you know, that's what we're doing there. These breeders raise deer. We've got relationships with a lot of them, but they never selling deer and releasing them in the wild. We kind of threw them for a loop when we called and started inquiring about buying some and then letting us just turn them loose anywhere we wanted to instead of in a high fence enclosure, which is what they're used to doing, is raising deer, putting them in a high fence and letting them grow big, and people come pay to shoot them. You know, that's the kind of deal. But this is a little different approach. We want to use those great genetics that they're producing and put them out as breeder bucks all over the county, and you know, add those genetics and cross the genetics up a little bit with the current genetics that are in place. We're expecting to see big results from it.
Well, I'm sure you're going to get a million questions. What pops out in my mind right now is when you talk about Marengo County, Clark County, Choctaw County, Wilcox County, Dallas County, Monroe County. You know, hunting is a way of life, as I say on the Gettin Outdoors show. And some of these boys see one of those big trophy bucks, and It's going to be hard for them.
It's going to be hard for them to pass it up.
I mean, they will be able to shoot them, but they will be tagged in the ear, right?
But yeah, we're going to have big yellow tags in both ears. So they'll see a tagged deer. They'll see those tags. Now, there's nothing we can do. It's just as legal to shoot him as it is any other deer. So if he's on your property and you shoot him, the tags will have a phone number on there. We're going to ask people to please call.
Kind of like a banded duck.
It is like a banded duck. Call us and tell us where he came from. And this is going to be a very new deal for a lot of folks. And
it's groundbreaking stuff.
It's a revolutionary approach. We don't have any history of this ever being done anywhere. You know, if you look back in the history of deer in this state, you can look back and see, I guess it was back in the 50s or 60s where they started capturing deer in certain areas, some in Clark County here, Marengo County, and moving them in other areas of the state where they didn't have a lot. And that's kind of, if you think about it, when those deer started being introduced to those areas, and you even see it now if you go to the Birmingham Deer Show every year, the biggest deer in the state are coming from those areas where the deer are still pretty new.
Yeah.
And I think that can be attributed to not as many deer, and they're getting the feed and the nutrition and the age on them because there's not as many people hunting in that area. So in some of the areas like Marengo County where we've had deer for a long time now, sometimes our age structure of our deer are getting a little lower because a lot of people like your nephew Jim have a hard time passing up those young bucks, and I understand that because we want to have fun and hunt, but we also want to try to get the quality of the bucks back up to a level where it really makes it fun for everybody that's looking for a trophy buck.
And of course, we have had this conversation right here on this show about the work that you've done in the enclosures, in the fences. So you are convinced that by doing this, how long will it take us to really
Big
find
Daddy,
out?
I'm going to tell you, if you'll look at Big Buck Project, bigbuckproject.org, we're going to have all kind of information up there from the studies that we've done and from places like Texas A&M and the state of Texas have done a lot of extensive studies with projects like this, and we're basing what we hope to be great results off of what the results have been off of our study and those studies. But frankly, if you look at one breeder buck, he can breed at an average of about 10 does a year, according to all these studies, and our studies too. And when those does drop those fawns, well, all of a sudden you've got a doe averaging 1.5 fawns apiece. And if they only recruit half of those fawns, we're using, real numbers here into the herd. Well, in just 1 year, you've already touched 20 or 30 deer with these new genetics. And
it's a lot of variables.
It's a lot of variables, but it is a lot of variables. But if you look at it and take normal attrition rates, normal die-off of fawns, and then we even scale that back a big percentage to see how many deer we will touch with these breeder bucks as far as new genetics. And when you do a 5-year cycle, a 5-year breeding cycle, one breeder buck can actually impact thousands of deer in the area where he is.
Let's see who this is.
All right, we got somebody wanting to talk.
Oh, yeah? Let's take a break. We're going to take a break. We're talking to Hale Smith. They are talking about the Big Buck Project. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a minute. You listen to Getting Outdoors. Don't go nowhere. We got a lot more to talk about. Stay tuned.
Here's Big Daddy Lawler with more of Getting Outdoors.
Let's talk about the online voting now. Look,
man, one of the things we need to talk about before we get away, bigbuckproject.org is where they can get all the information, Big Daddy.
It's on my Getting Outdoors Facebook.
Good. We appreciate Big Daddy blowing it out here this morning on the Getting Outdoors show. But look, here's one of the most important things. This first trailer load of deer that are coming this month, we're letting people vote online in Marengo County. If you hunt in Marengo County, or even if you don't, if you just want to get involved in the voting, if you go to bigbuckproject.org, we got Marengo County divided up into 10 zones, and you vote on the zone where you want those deer released, and we're going to release them in the highest vote zones to start with. So, if you got land in Thomaston, you better get to voting.
Hey, and I gotta get William Malone to make a ruling too. Well, those yellow tag deer be eligible for the Wilcox Area Chamber Big Buck Contest.
All it says in there is free range deer. Well, it didn't say anything about any tags.
I hope William's listening, because we might have to change the rules.
William, you better change the rules, because Marengo County's going to come in strong this year, I can tell you. But Big Daddy, we appreciate you letting us talk about it.
Hey, great stuff.
I want to encourage all your listeners to go to bigbuckproject.org and get on our email list, and we're going to keep we're going to roll this thing hard now for a year. And the deer, you can only deliver these deer during the winter months when it's cool enough to move them, because we don't move them when they're hot. They're real susceptible to getting hot in these trailers.
And I'm sure we'll have videos, YouTube videos.
Oh, we got pictures, videos coming.
And this is a marketing tool for Marengo County and you know, for the black bear.
There's no question that it's going to get some marketing. It really is. I mean, we wouldn't be putting this much effort into it if we didn't feel like it could help our area and the hunting and all, and then marketing goes along with it.
Absolutely.
If you think about hunting in the Midwest, a lot of people can say, hey, I know where Pike County, Illinois is.
That's right. We got to go, man. I appreciate you coming in here. Wayne, appreciate you being here today. Next week, y'all, we're going to have Bobby Cassidy and Gary Dempsey in the house. They're going to be talking about the catfish tournament coming up next week in Jackson, Alabama, or the following week. And remember, in WJDB country, getting outdoors is a way of life, and the Getting Outdoors radio show is your connection, like it was today, to the outdoor world. Hey, next week, Heads Outdoors Bass Tournament. Y'all sign up, and we'll see y'all next week right here on Getting Outdoors. Thanks for listening.